Hey, I'm Jem, and what I do is simple. I help business owners get verified, ready to close leads. Some of you buy leads from me because you're too busy to research them yourself. Others watch my videos so you can learn my process and do it in house. Either way, my mission is the same, help you get in front of the right people without burning time and money on guesswork. Now, here's something most entrepreneurs never realize: it doesn't matter how great your product is, it doesn't matter how good your pitch is, it doesn't even matter how big your market is. If you can't reach the decision maker, nothing moves. No meetings, no demos, no deals. And that's where today's topic comes in. Most people think you need expensive tools like Sales Navigator, Apollo, or paid databases to find a CEO's contact information, but I'm going to show you a method I use every single day that costs exactly $0 and still gets me direct access to founders, CMOs, CFOs, and CEOs in less than a minute. By the time we're done today, you'll know exactly how to locate. Let's let's go to the next slide. All right, there we go. How to locate your exact decision maker without scrolling endlessly or guessing job titles. How to generate their email using a free tool most people don't know exists. How to verify it so you never waste time sending emails into the void. How to clone your results and find more companies just like your ideal customer. How to message them in a way that gets replies even if they've never heard of you. If you want to skip the manual work, there's also a shortcut. My team sells pre-qualified, verified leads across almost any niche. The link is in the description if you're ready to stop hunting and start closing. But if you want to learn the exact process I use, let's get into it. All right, let's start where every good outreach process begins: finding the right person in the right place. This is perfect. The number one $0 tool is LinkedIn Search plus Email Permeator. Most people look for a magical software, some hidden Chrome extension, or some secret AI platform that does all the work. But here's the truth: the $0 tool isn't a tool at all, it's just a method. Think of it like a formula. Once you understand it, you can use it to find the direct email of any CEO, founder, or decision maker you want. No subscriptions, no database limits, no credit card required. Let me break it down. Perfect. Oh, it was a long one. All right, let's start here. Perfect. Start with LinkedIn's basic search bar. The free one you already have if you have an account. Let's say you're in a niche. Your niche is mid-market SaaS companies in Austin, Texas, and your offer helps SaaS founders reduce churn. Instead of guessing who to contact, you go straight to the source. Type this into LinkedIn: CEO plus SaaS plus Austin TX. Instantly, we find a company like Innovatic. How do you pronounce that? Okay, there we go. Innovate Tech Solutions. There we go. One click later, we're staring at the CEO's profile pretty much. Let's say her name is Sarah Chen. We already know her exact title, CEO, the company she leads, the segment she's in, the problem she likely deals with. This alone puts you ahead of 90% of people who send generic outreach. Step two, get the company email format. All right, now let's grab the company domain here. A quick Google search allows us to find innovatetechsolutions.com. Now, here's the good news: corporate emails follow predictable patterns. They're usually tied to the domain. You don't need a database to guess them. Most companies use formats like first.last at domain.com, first initial last at domain.com, first at domain.com. Once you know the domain and the name, you're already 80% done here. Step three is permutuate. All right, perfect. This is where the magic happens. Head to any free email permutation tool. There are multiple online. Enter first name Sarah, last name Chen, domain Innovate Tech Solutions, and then click a button and boom, it spits out 10 to 15 possible email combinations in seconds. You didn't pay a cent. You didn't install a software. You didn't need data credits. It just generates, it generates potential emails for you. And that list is your $0 tool here. All right. Now, having a list of possible emails is a massive step forward, but sending messages blindly is a risk. One wrong email and your domain reputation can tank. So the next step is crucial. Let's talk about verifying the email address before you hit send. This is where we turn guesswork into precision. You're not just collecting emails, you're making sure they work. Email verification is the difference between hoping someone sees your message versus knowing it's waiting in their inbox. All right. And when you're talking to the CEOs, knowing makes all the difference. Let's walk through it. All right. Use a free verification service. You don't need a paid tool for this. There are plenty of free options with monthly credits, just enough to get started. Tools like Hunter.io, tools like Clearbit Connect, the free tier, tools like Drop Contact, tools like free tools like Mailbox Layer, and tools like Verify Email. All of these let you check whether an email actually exists without sending anything yet. So take the list you generated earlier for fictional CEO Sarah Chen at Innovate Tech Solutions. You might have Sarah.Chen, S-Chen, Sarah, Chen.S. So copy the top 1 to 2 most realistic options and get ready to test them. Step 2, run the check. Paste the email into the verification tool. In a few seconds, the tool will come back with a status like valid, risky, invalid. This isn't guesswork. This is digital confirmation. For example, let's say we run Sarah.Chen or S-Chen, and the tool returns valid for Sarah.Chen and risky for S-Chen. Now we're cooking because we know which one's valid. All right. Step 3, confirm and save. Once you see valid, that's your green light. You're ready to go. You have a valid email. Now you have a real CEO at a real company with a confirmed deliverable inbox. Congratulations. This is not a random lead anymore. This is someone you can confidently reach out to. Save that email somewhere organized. A spreadsheet is fine when you're starting out, but as you scale, you'll want something more structured. Every valid email is a revenue opportunity. In our example, Sarah.Chen came back as valid, and that's it. We now have direct contact with the CEO of a mid-market SaaS company in Austin without spending a dime, and that's leverage right there. Now that you know how to find one perfect lead, the next logical solution is, how do you find 100 more just like them without starting from scratch every time? The lookalike strategy, okay? You don't need to reinvent the wheel here for every new lead. Once you find a great customer profile, someone who matches your offer, your pricing, and the problem you solve, your job is simple. Find their twins. Think of it like this. If Sarah Chen from Innovate Tech Solutions is your ideal CEO, same stage, same revenue range, same tech stack, same buying power, then there are hundreds of Sarah Chens out there. The lookalike strategy helps you find all of them. How it works. Instead of hunting randomly, we reverse engineer the traits of someone who already fits what you want. Their title, their industry, their location, their growth stage, the tools they use, their funding status. Once you know those parts, it becomes plug and play. Step 1, use Google search operators. I type into Google side LinkedIn.com, CEO SaaS Series A to find companies similar to your target. All right. What does this do here? Site LinkedIn tells Google to only show LinkedIn results. CEO and SaaS targets your niche. Series A filters companies that recently raised funding, meaning they're actively spending and buying solutions. And these are awesome free tools here. This single search string can reveal pages of companies almost identical to Innovate Tech Solutions. Same stage, same urgency, and same problems. Those are lookalikes. All right, step 2, use free industry tools. Now let's take it deeper. You can use free platforms like BuiltWith, SimilarTech, Vapalizer. These tools show you what software stack a company is using, and this is powerful because tech stacks reveal budgets, maturity, and buying behavior. I love Vapalizer. You can do a lot of things with that software, and it's just a Chrome extension. Let's continue our example. You discover Innovate Tech uses HubSpot. Perfect. Now you run a search to find other companies using HubSpot in the same region or revenue bracket. Boom, instant list of competitors or peers who are probably facing the same exact pain points. This means you can now build a list of CEOs with the same title at similar sized companies using the same CRM who likely have the same business challenges and are actively investing in solutions. In other words, they are pre-qualified before you ever contact them. This is how pros scale. They don't chase random targets, they clone what already works. Now knowing who to contact is one thing, but here's what separates someone who collects leads from someone who closes them, which is timing. There are moments when CEOs are most open to new solutions, moments when their pain is highest and their resistance is lowest. These moments are called trigger events. The trigger event. Finding the right person is half the battle. The other half is approaching them at the exact moment they're hungry for what you offer. You don't want to pitch your solution to someone who's comfortable. You want to catch them right when something changes, when the status quo is no longer acceptable, and they're forced to make new decisions. And that's a trigger event. And here's the good news: you don't need insider information here. You don't need to stalk anyone. You just need to set up a system that notifies you when the window opens. All right. Set up Google Alerts. Google Alerts is free and does the monitoring for you. Think of it like a digital radar system that scans the internet 24/7 and notifies you the second something important happens inside a company or industry you're targeting. All you have to do is enter keywords or company names, and Google will email you whenever there's relevant news. Keywords to track here. Here are some examples that signal a perfect time to reach out. Series B funding, hiring VP of marketing, new product launch, major acquisition. These aren't random events, they're buying signals. They tell you the company is moving, expanding, or solving a problem right now. All right, let's go back to your fictional company, Innovate Tech Solutions. You set a Google alert for Innovate Tech Solutions. One morning, you get an email notification saying Innovate Tech just raised $5 million Series A round. That's not just news, that's a neon sign flashing. We have money, we need solutions, help us grow. This is the moment when budgets open, teams expand, tools get evaluated, executives take calls. And if your solution helps with growth, leads, operations, hiring, or tech, this is the moment to strike. Not next month, not after they've already picked a vendor, right now. Trigger events don't just add context, they create urgency. And urgency is what turns outreach into opportunity. Now you've got everything lined up: the right person, the right company, the right email, and the right moment. All that's left is the part most people overthink. What do you actually say in your first message? And this is where most outreach dies. But if you get this right, it becomes a difference between being ignored and getting a reply. The cold outreach hook. You've done everything right so far. You found the decision maker, you confirmed their email, you identified the perfect timing. Now you need one more ingredient, a message they can't ignore. The secret, hyper personalization. And here's the twist: it shouldn't take you more than 60 seconds to write. Your goal isn't to impress them, your goal is to show them you understand something they care about right now. Step one, reference the trigger. Whatever you do, do not start your message with, "My name is Jem and I help businesses." That screams cold pitch, and your email will get archived faster than you can blink. Instead, lead with something that proves you did your homework. Reference the event that makes your outreach relevant. People don't respond to strangers, they respond to someone who appears to be already in their world. Step two, craft the hook. Let's return to our example. Innovate Tech Solutions just raised $5 million. Their CEO, Sarah Chen, was publicly quoted saying, "We are ready to scale our customer acquisition efforts aggressively. This is a gift." Your hook becomes effortless. "Hi, Sarah. Huge congrats on the $5 million Series A. I saw your quote about aggressively scaling customer acquisition, and that's exactly why I'm reaching out." One sentence, direct, contextual, undeniably relevant. You're not pitching, you're aligning. Step three, keep it short. This is where most people ruin the opportunity. They turn a great hook into a 4 paragraph thesis. Don't do that. Your next line should be one sentence about what you do, framed around their current priority, not your ego. Then finish with a low friction ask, not a 45-minute demo, not a long form audit, just a simple next step. Example: I help companies like yours hit their first 1 million in new revenue by generating 50 plus pre-qualified leads per month. Would you be open to a 10-minute chat next week to see if we can do the same for Innovate Tech? Short, friendly, specific, actionable, and that's how you turn cold outreach into warm conversations. All right. So let's quickly recap the five steps to finding any CEO's email and getting a reply. Point number one, identify and generate. Use LinkedIn Search Plus, a free permutation tool to find decision makers and their emails. Step two, verify, confirm emails with a free tool to protect your sender's reputation. Point three, scale. Find lookalike companies using Google search operators and tech stack tools. Number four, timing. Set up Google alerts for trigger events when prospects are ready to buy. Number 5, message. Write a hyper-personalized cold outreach hook based on the trigger to get responses. What you just learned isn't a hack, it's a blueprint. Now you have a repeatable zero-cost system to identify the right prospects, reach them without guesswork, contact them when they're ready to take action, say the exact words that get replies, not rejections. This isn't theory. This is the same framework high-level outbound teams, agencies, and even venture-backed startups use to fill their pipeline. If you do this manually every day, you can build a pipeline worth 6 or even 7 figures without spending a dollar on ads. But here's the truth. For a lot of entrepreneurs at least, the bottleneck isn't knowledge, it's time and execution. If you want to skip these steps and go straight to the money, my team has already done all the heavy lifting. We have thousands of pre-qualified verified leads across dozens of industries ready for outreach today. You can buy leads directly and start booking meetings this week, or you can book a call and let us build a custom lead generation system tailored to your niche. Click the link below and choose whichever fits your solution best. Your next client could literally be sitting in the next spreadsheet. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next strategy, because this is just the beginning and each video builds on the last. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.